Hello, my name is Prasanna Naidu, and I would be presenting my work on code analysis for secure programming for application development. In this project, we have considered the Java programming language where we have undergone a thorough static as well as manual code analysis of the library management application. Our main focus in this report is on the state-of-the-art security techniques and the countermeasures that we have proposed for the vulnerability and bugs that we have been discovered while analyzing the source code. The project main goal is to attain a good level of secure coding to mitigate certain programming attacks and to fix the vulnerability issues. So the first code analysis technique that we have undertaken is the static code analysis. For this technique, we used an online static tool called SonarLint. In this, the first bug that we came across was in bookdow.java file in which the password was being hard-coded. This creates a security issue which causes an unauthorized user to have access to the application. The second bug that we came across in the same file was an improper input validation where the credentials of the user were not strong enough as it lacked the requirement of special characters because the special characters adds a level of security to the whole application. The third bug which we came across in the same file was the use of prepare statement which failed to properly close the resources, which in turn lead to resource leakage. But this could be countered by the use of finally clause in the statement, which would prevent any sort of resource leakage. The fourth bug which we came across was the declaration of the field as public and static without also declaring it as final. The public the public static field should be declared as constant. Now we move on to the manual code analysis where every line of code is being assessed for vulnerability. As you can see that in this, the database table, the same book is being issued to the same user even if the data is changed. It creates a duplicate entry in database and the user is being issued the same book again and again. The solution to this problem is that in transbook.java file, we have changed a statement saying book already issued, which would prevent this kind of looping. The second vulnerability which we came across was in the view book page where when logged in as user, we were allowed to input special characters in the search field. This would eventually lead to SQL injection attack. So the solution to this problem was that we added if condition in the method named search action performed where it checks for the special characters. If any special characters exist, it will throw an error in the dialog box to the user. The third vulnerability which we came across is that the return date of the book is older than the issue date, which is clearly misleading. No book can be returned before the issue date. So the solution to this problem we proposed is that in issuebookform.java in method jButtonActionPerform, we have compared two dates and we have coded that the return date should not be older than the issue date. So again, the fourth vulnerability which we came across is that when we tried to log in as librarian within the issued books option, special characters were being allowed in the search bar, which indicates a major flaw in the input validation and which also in turn leads to an SQL injection kind of attack. The solution to this problem is that we added if condition in the methods name search action performed, which checks if the special characters exist or not. If yes, then it throws an error in the dialog box to the user. One of the major SQL injection flaw that we came across was in the user login page where it enabled a non-database user to log in by misleading the database by injecting malicious code. The solution to this problem was in user-login.java, we did a proper input validation of the code where we allowed only certain characters to be passed and we blocked the unvalidated characters. Another vulnerability we came across is that a book can be deleted from the database by a random anonymous user, which can delete the information of entry from the database, which would in turn compromise the availability of the resources in the application. The solution to this problem is that in Java file deletebook.java, we have done a proper input validation of the code to resolve this bug. To conclude this presentation, we can say that the whole application testing was being carried out with respect to security vulnerability and error rectification, and also proposing a valid solution to each of the identified vulnerability. Considering certain class and functionalities in Java programming, a static as well as automated approach was being taken into consideration. In order to build a secure software application, security must be given a primary emphasis. There should be one common goal between all the security lifecycle phases, that is, to minimize the security and increase the productivity.